We can have it phone. Push it, push it, push it, push it, push it, push it.
We live, buddy. We live, buddy. We live, buddy.
Go get the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Go get the money. Oh, this charge was worse.
Yeah, it was on there for like a couple minutes.
Yeah, it was on like 9. It's on 10.
It was on 6. We live. Shit. Let's get this thing started.
Go get the money. Go get the money.
Turn that off. You know the game was on.
Go get the money. Go get the money.
We're about ready over there, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's just a public service announcement sponsored by Just Blaze and the good folks at Rockefeller Records.
MPP.
Fellow Americans, it is with the utmost pride and sincerity that I present this recording as a living testament and recollection of history in the making during our generation.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
My name is Mo.
H to the OV. I used to move snowflakes by the OC. I guess even
Yes, sir. Week 11. We back for another one. MoneyPot podcast. You know who it is. It's the homie, Moss Money. And of course, I got my right-hand man with me, my co-host, Headbanger, Steve-O. What's up, bro?
Oh, man, another day, man. Back in it.
Yes, sir.
Back at it again.
Yes, sir.
Friday night.
Yes, sir. Friday nights got a little bit better.
Yes.
With a twist.
Got that good old Jack over there, huh?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
That grown man stuff. All right, let's get right into it, Steve. Not too much on the cabinet front. I did write a little bit, but nothing too much. I don't think a lot of things are going on. I think we're still kind of in shock that Donald Trump is our president still. I think the country's still trying to ease back from that. But
Right.
I think the best thing I can do for myself right now, especially with the holidays coming around, a lot of family stuff going around, is just educate, the kids, educate myself. I got a wedding to go to this weekend, so I don't know when I'm going to be able to read, but hopefully I will be able to read. I did want to bring a book with me to show you what I'm reading, but I don't have it with me. I'm just trying to do some more financial literacy and get myself in the best position, especially with Donald Trump being president. You guys have to understand, I don't want to get too much into politics. I really don't want to get into politics at all, really. But since I already hinted at it, what we have to understand with the things changing, we have to be smart. So we have to understand what policies or what things are going to change that are going to benefit us the most and help us the most. So make sure you do read your outlets. Make sure you look at Yahoo or whatever political outlets that you might have, where you can find some of that information so you can use this knowledge to better yourself, because somebody's going to benefit from this man being in office. And why shouldn't it be us? Why shouldn't it be you? Be smart. Don't cry about it. Don't moan about it. It is what it is. Use a reality. Understand the situation. Educate yourself.
Good point there, Moss.
Yes, sir.
I'm not going to speak much on it.
No, we can keep it moving.
Yeah. Only thing I have on the Kaepernick twist, just a quote that, or a statement that Phil Jackson made in the last couple of days, but me and you touched on it briefly.
Right. Yeah, I didn't read too much into it, but I know you brought it to my attention.
Yeah, and it just, and like I said, of course we know it was LeBron, so that's why I got the attention.
Of course.
But at the same time, you got other folks speaking up for him as well. You got Carmelo, who's actually part of Phil Jackson's organization.
Yes.
So that's one of those guys that even came out to speak and said that he thought that it was a little bit not a little bit, but it was offensive and inappropriate to say.
Well, for some of the folks that don't know, just real quick, go ahead.
So it was Phil Jackson was in an interview, and they basically was talking about LeBron and how he went to Miami and how he dictates a lot of things, within the organization.
Right.
And when he went to visit Miami, LeBron, his mom, and his partners, they went with him. Because one of his friends is they're all his business partners.
Right.
So like Mav Carter, that's his agent.
Okay.
So Phil Jackson alluded to the fact that was his posse. So LeBron, his mom, and his posse wanted to stay the night over in Miami.
Right.
And like I said, Carmelo took offense to it. LeBron, so did Mav Carter. A couple of other guys spoke out just briefly about it.
Right.
But it's just the wording that Phil Jackson used at that point just isn't appropriate. Because when you look up the definition of a posse, it's just like an armed crew that's there to enforce laws or whatever.
So we had this conversation before, and we're so sensitive racially right now, right? And it's just, to me, the word posse is an indictment of in the black culture. So I don't see how, obviously his choice of words were bad because obviously you're talking about a group of, black men, and you could have easily said friends.
Leave it there. That just could have just been friends.
Yeah, it could have just been friends.
LeBron and his
people, his friends.
His friends, family, friends and family.
Yeah. So, it's hard to say because in context, like I said before, Phil's been around a lot of great players and the greatest of greats, and Shaq, Kobe, and of course Mike.
Right.
And you can't put Melo in there obviously, but he's a great player. So with and these egos, and these, I'm pretty sure, alpha personalities that that they are. So does he get a pass? No. Should he get a pass? No. But in those locker rooms where we're not at, where the cameras are off, how do they talk? How do they communicate? Is Phil considered,
but this
one of the guys?
This wasn't the locker room, though. That's the thing.
Right.
It's not the locker room, and it was on a national stage talking to, I think it was Sports Illustrated and ESPN.
So it was some type of reporter.
Right.
Okay.
So
he's dead wrong. He's dead wrong.
It's
for that.
It's totally different. Now, if it was just amongst them and that's how they talk, then, that's a little different.
Right. I get that.
Yeah.
No, it's all good, bro. I appreciate, kind of bringing up. We shouldn't let some of those things die off because they will. If you don't talk about them, if you don't bring them to light, it'll just kind of fade in the background.
Let me just make this clear. I'm not saying that Phil Jackson is a racist by any means, but right now is the time that we have to use our choice of words wisely.
Absolutely.
And how we put together a sentence or a description of someone because it can easily, at this point in time, can be taken to offense. True. You can be offended by it. And like I said, like the same what you said, he's been around great people, great players. No one has ever came out to say, anything negative about Phil, treatment towards like black people or anything.
Right.
But it's just the way you put together this sentence and your choice of words have to really be they have to be.
Phil know what he was doing, man. He was taking shots.
He was, and that's probably because he don't really like. He probably don't like LeBron.
He probably don't. There's a lot of people who don't like LeBron, man.
And I'm not one of them.
We know that. Thanks for pointing that out. So since we're on the basketball talk, man, how about those Sixers? That's your squad, man. What are they? 2-12?
The Sixers finally got their second win.
Second win too, without Embiid. 2-10. I'm sorry.
God bless them. Then the next day they got smacked.
Towns went nuts on them.
Yeah. But see, here's my thinking of the Sixers. They stink. They just stink. This is my thoughts. They do have some pieces.
I'm excited to be a Sixers fan.
I'm
I've always been a Philadelphia everything fan. So for me, but for them to kind of have some pieces and you see glimpses.
Now here's the thing. if they can utilize those pieces and put them in the right position,
What do you mean as in trade?
then cool trades or just your way of playing this talent that they have,
Right.
which is only about like 3 or 4 kids that's on the team.
Right.
The rest of them are, role players, fill-ins, which every team needs. Every great team has, exceptionally good role players, and you have to be able to identify who's your role player and who's not.
So we talked about this before, and speaking of trades,
Right.
because we feel like Klay Thompson might be that odd man out over in Golden State. I think he's playing a good teammate. I think it does bother him that Durant's there, and Durant's getting a lot of attention.
Right.
What are you giving up for Klay Thompson? Are you giving up the house? Are you giving up everything?
Now, if Klay Thompson is available,
Right.
I'm willing to trade.
Okafor's got to be the centerpiece.
Yeah, I'm willing to trade Okafor.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Everyone's pretty much in play except for Ben Simmons and Embiid.
Okay.
Anybody else that you want? Anybody else you want to, package together? Which I'm sure isn't much. Okafor has to be the centerpiece. Probably Noel in there as well.
We have no bench then without Okafor though. Nothing coming
But
off the bench.
if you getting Klay Thompson,
Right.
I'm taking that. See, the only way the Sixers get a star player is either drafting them or they're going to have to trade for him.
They're going to be the Timberwolves, literally.
So yeah, and the Timberwolves did theirs through draft,
yeah,
right, and trade because they traded for Wiggins.
Who?
Wiggins.
Oh, okay.
He was traded
yeah.
for Kevin Love.
Yeah, okay.
So it's going to have to be somebody who has a lot of potential. And Okafor has a lot of potential.
Yeah, he does.
He has a very high ceiling. He's going
to be an all-star.
I believe so too.
He's going to be an all-star
at some point, because his offensive game is already good.
Retarded.
Yeah,
it's retarded,
and it's only going to get better. I don't see his offensive game getting worse. He definitely has to pick up his defensive side.
Yeah,
and that'll come with time because we've seen how many players during their career that was really good, and as they got older and wiser, their defense has stepped up as well.
Right. No, I completely agree, and I think they're in the right direction. They're trading up, and
but I'm gonna tell you, hold on, I'm gonna tell you who I'll give up for Klay Thompson.
Right.
I'm giving up Okafor, and you could pick another person. I mean, I don't know who else they're gonna want. Maybe not Sarge though. You're not getting Okafor and Sarge. I don't think I would give up both of them.
No, I wouldn't give up both of them either.
Now,
they might take. What's that new guy they got from OKC? The shooter.
Ilyasova. Yeah.
They might ask for him because he's another shooter. He can shoot.
Stretch.
Yeah.
So I'll give up Okafor, Ilyasova.
I don't know if I want to give up him. Yeah.
And a first rounder.
That's a lot.
I'm fine with that's your star player. Klay Thompson. He's on a team with Steph Curry.
Right.
And Durant and Draymond Green, and he's still top 5 shooting guard.
What did he drop tonight? He dropped like 30, didn't he?
Yeah,
something like that.
At any given day, he can just
go off. Yeah,
and like I said, with the team he has, he's still a top 5 shooting guard in the league.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it plays out. I think they might probably go draft route. I don't think they've tried to get a couple, named type guards in here, and nobody wants to play.
Yeah, nobody wants to play
in Philly.
And the thing about it, what I did hear though is there are rumors around Ben Simmons saying that he's going to sit the whole year.
I hope not.
But here's how you got to look at it. Klay Thompson had 28, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, Ben Simmons, you sit him for the year.
Okay.
You let him get in a routine in the NBA, just the program and just how it goes, let him work out. Do you really want to re-aggravate? Didn't he break something in his foot, right?
Yeah.
Bone in his foot.
He broke something.
And they heal, your foot heals weird.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of jumping. He's not a heavy guy, so that's good.
But he's a big dude though. He's
He's not small.
Yeah, he's not small.
Right.
Yeah.
So those foot injuries kind of take a longer time to heal. Now, my thing is, do you want to jeopardize him re-aggravating it, or do you want to give him the time and let it heal for the whole year and know that next year when he comes back, he's already a year in an NBA routine. He knows how it goes. You know, he's in a workout regimen.
Yeah, I don't want to hear that, Steve. I want to see him on the floor. I'm just.
I mean,
like we've been through this a couple years in a row, and that doesn't make it right to keep doing it.
You do want to see him. Who doesn't want to see him?
Yeah, I want to see him on the floor, bro.
But that's your star. That's your ticket to your star that you haven't had since AI left. That's your star. Yeah, it's a sticky situation.
I don't know though. If Embiid keeps tracking up, is he not the star? Is Simmons?
No, Simmons the star.
You think Simmons is
Simmons
stone cold star?
Simmons is the star.
Once he learns how to shoot, he'll be the star.
It doesn't matter. He's still the star. He's the one that's going to get that team going because he's not a selfish player. He likes to get everyone involved. He's going to be a hard matchup for anybody, except for some of the premier small forwards and shooting guards that's going to be able to lock him down. But anybody in his age, he's going to go right at him.
I'm gonna make you a Sixers fan by next year, hopefully. Give me a year.
We can move on. That's not going to happen. You got a better chance when LeBron retires.
Yeah,
you got a better chance.
No, he's not slowing down no time soon.
Yeah, so yeah.
All right, but good, healthy Sixers conversation. Hopefully, we can talk about some more wins moving forward. Now let's go to these Birds, man. How about that win in Atlanta? Wow, I did not see that coming at all.
I didn't see it coming either.
Huge win.
But the energy in that stadium.
Yeah, you was at the game. I know it was crazy.
Energy, period. Everyone, once Atlanta wasn't just running up and down the field on us.
They kicked their ass all day.
Everybody had this sense of, we can win this game.
Right.
And Julio got his, as he's going to do.
Right.
But just the defensive front, like I said last week, our key to the game is going to be able to put the pressure on Matt Ryan, which they did all game long.
Yeah, they did.
That defensive front shut down that running game. Freeman's, he's not no slouch.
Yeah.
I mean, they missed Coleman. They missed Tevin Coleman. But Freeman is just as good.
Yeah, it was a huge win. And
it was a great win.
And not even was it a huge win. I look at it was such a Philadelphia Eagles win because it was a convincing, in-your-face, stingy type of defense. Mm-hmm. Eagles football that we're accustomed to and used to type of win. And that's the one thing I kind of loved about it.
It was smash mouth on both sides.
Yeah, man, Ryan Matthews. I love the way Ryan Matthews was just running mad. Yeah. I truly believe when they said he was running angry, even though he doesn't really show too much emotion, I think he was. I think every bit of it.
Again, if you go back to last week, and that was another key that we said was to the game. If they get this running game going, they need Ryan Matthews.
Right.
They need him. You can't do it with Spuros.
And it's funny, I was about to just go into that about the running game. So, obviously Matthews had his best game of the season. Smallwood had a good game, and Sproles I thought was used the right way. So moving forward, Steve, we got Seattle coming, and we'll talk about that later when we get into the games. I mean, how do we use these running backs? You think how's he divvy up? You think they try to go with the hot hand?
I guess it's to me you gotta evaluate it on a week to week basis, depending on who you playing.
I like that move.
What kind of defense you
playing? Yeah.
But I still think that you need to have Matthews as
your feature back.
Right.
Yeah.
Key component to that.
He needs at least 15 carries. At least 15, I think.
Absolutely.
At least 15.
Absolutely.
If he's hot, then you give him more than that.
Yeah, because you gotta let someone get in some type of rhythm.
Yeah.
And you can utilize both of them. If you're wearing down that defense, use them as a change of pace.
They got to use Sproles in the slot, yo. I really do.
No,
they have to. He's got to be in a
receiver set last week.
He was a slot.
He was in there. It was Sproles, Matthews, and Aguilar.
Yeah, he has to. And speaking of the receivers, I didn't find it. Shout out to Alex. Shout out to Mickey, and shout out to Amanda coming on supporting the MPP. But I lost my train of thought. What was I talking about? Oh yeah. No, the receivers. I got it. So the receivers, Beckham had came out and started bad mouthing Wentz. I heard.
No, see, he didn't bad mouth Wentz at all.
He didn't bad mouth him, but he said about.
He basically said that we all need to get on the same page.
Kind of. I don't think his wording was right though.
That's what it said. It said we need to get on the same page and get me the ball.
But his wording about going through your progressions and having a young quarterback, talking about he played with a young quarterback, dude, you only been in the league 2 years.
And he played with Marcus Mariota.
Yo, man, is he not a young receiver?
He is a young receiver.
So he can't run a route, and he's trying to critique somebody else's.
We don't know how the questions is formulated. That's why it's always a catch-22 with the interviews.
Right.
They'll ask you these questions, but then you hear what they want you to hear.
Right.
They take bits and pieces and put it in there as if he was bad mouthing them. Who knows? I don't know what the question was. It could have been something on a sense of a young quarterback.
Right.
So it's easy to say that, but who knows what the question was, man? It's always like that. I've seen it so many times, and I'm sure you have as well.
Yeah, I mean,
the media is tricky, man.
The media is tricky because once they get you going, they start digging and they start, it's like sharks with a guppy out there, and he had a platform to kind of express himself.
Right, and this is my question to you: do you not want your receivers to ask for the ball?
But he really did. He said he wasn't a guy who asked for the ball. Like, he's not going to come out and ask for the ball. But that's what you're doing now, bro. That's what you're coming out and saying. So you're contradicting what you're saying.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't think that was a conversation that he should have came out and said for somebody who isn't performing at all. Like, it'd be different if he was somewhat like if it was Jordan Matthews who has a couple drops but has performed.
Right.
Okay. But, dog, you haven't done diddly squat. Well, he hasn't done nothing. So
just one touchdown.
Just one touchdown, a couple drops.
A couple catches.
There's been reports that you don't know how to run a route. You don't understand football.
That's what he came out and said. He said he knows how to run all the routes. He runs the routes.
Well, obviously he don't because he ain't playing.
What do you mean he wasn't playing? He's not playing. He's playing.
I mean, he's not playing as like a starter. He hasn't beaten Aguilar out.
No, he's a starter. He does play as a starter. When they did, this was the only week they said they had, like, whatchamacallit came out and said, Doug Peterson. They just like the matchup with Sproles in a slot a lot better against their safeties and their linebackers.
Right.
But before that, Green Beckham was starting. He was starting from the first game.
I mean, I don't see him on the field really a lot unless they're running the ball because he's obviously a big body.
He's out there a lot. All
right, I'll take your word for it, bro.
They receivers. They all just they gotta look in the mirror honestly and just challenge themselves. Look, and they trying to say that they're on the jug machines a lot. I don't see how. These guys drop everything. Nelson Aguilar he's god awful, man.
They're all god awful. I mean, outside of Matthews, you can't say not one good thing about Don't talk about
you can't say
Turner. Don't talk about Trags because there's a reason why them dudes ain't playing.
They just haven't had the opportunity right now. You can't say it's a reason.
It is too, bro.
It's not a reason.
Doug sees them at practice. Doug knows these guys. We can't
practice players right now.
Exactly. They haven't elevated yet.
And that's okay, but you have a first round talent in front of them,
right?
In Aguilar, a second round in Matthews, and a second round in Green Beckham.
Okay,
so you're going to try to get what you can get out of the ones that you.
There's a reason why they were first rounds and second round talents.
It's not showing though.
It's not. But
so you can't say it's a reason.
But they're more talented than the guys that didn't get drafted.
I can't say that. I can't confirm or deny that. You can't tell me that they're more talented than them.
Yes, I can. They got drafted way before them.
Drafting doesn't mean that you're more talented.
8 times out of 10 it does, Steve. I'm sorry.
It doesn't mean that you're more talented. Like I said, it's a lot of undrafted free agents in this league that's playing.
Suck.
No, and that's starting.
That suck.
And it's a lot of guys that went first, second
round.
A lot of that's out of the league.
There is, but there's a lot of first and second, third rounders that are ballers.
Yeah, first, second, absolutely.
Exactly.
But you're not going to tell me just because they're undrafted they don't have the skills.
They suck, Steve.
Right. let you
I'm telling it how it is. You didn't get drafted, buddy. You're a long shot to make the league.
Jason Peters didn't get drafted.
He was a long shot to make the league. Hold on, Jason Peters got drafted? What are you talking about?
Now, what's the bet? You're a betting guy. What is the bet? Before you look it up, what's the bet?
I'm not. No, because I don't know.
We'll bet.
I'm not going to make a bet.
We'll bet 25 push-ups right now.
25. Yo, I'm not going to do 25 push-ups right now.
So what do you want to bet? We'll do 20.
No.
Exactly. That's scary money. That's what it sounds like to me.
No, because I don't know. I'm not going in there and not thinking.
So how are you going to tell me that he got drafted if you just said you don't know?
Okay, no, you're right. He didn't get drafted.
I know.
Okay, he didn't get drafted.
I told you that.
I felt the heat coming from you. Were ready to do 25 push-ups because I know your ass can't do it. So
yeah, I can do 25. I might have to break them up in increments, but I can do 25.
I could dig it. Yo, just shout out to homie Sincondo for joining us, bro. What's
Johnny.
up? Now he wasn't drafted, but I mean, we're not gonna stick too much on.
Let's go to the next
thing.
subject.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to let you know that everyone that's undrafted, it doesn't suck.
All right. Whatever. So if you don't know what that music is for the Hall of Fame for the NFL. And guess who's out there? The man himself, the myth, Weapon X, B-Dog. So, Steve, what do you say? Yay or nay? B-Dog gets in.
First volley now.
Do you think B-Dog gets in at all?
Yeah, I think he gets in. He's not going to get in. He made the cut, though, down to what is like 20-something now? He made the cut. But I don't think he makes it.
I don't think he makes it at all.
I think he makes it. Definitely makes it. It'll take him a few times, but...
I'm not sure when Troy's up. I'm not sure when Reed's up. But they're getting in before he does. And the longer...
I can definitely say Ed Reed.
Right.
I can definitely say Ed Reed.
Yeah, give him the numbers because I know you looked it up.
Yeah, Ed Reed has 643 tackles, 64 interceptions.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stop right there. That's all you need to know. No, but 7 touchdowns and 11 forced fumbles.
Yeah.
Now Brian Dawkins, on the other hand, has 1,131 tackles.
Yeah.
37 interceptions, 28 forced fumbles, and 3 touchdowns.
This a little Byron Dawkins back there.
Brian Dawkins has 2.
Yeah, so it depends on what they're going to... And Troy Polamalu has 770 tackles, 32 interceptions, 14 forced fumbles, and 3 touchdowns. So I think Brian Dawkins will get in before him.
Troy's a Super Bowl champion.
He is a Super Bowl champion. He was... but they both meant almost the same to their defense.
They did.
They were both the heart and soul of their defense.
They were.
The defense moved off of them.
Yes. Yeah. No, I completely agree.
At Reed, he's going to get in, but he wasn't that to his defense. That was Ray Lewis.
Yeah, but his numbers are just staggering. He's a ball hawk.
Absolutely. 64 interceptions says it all.
Yeah, he really might be the best ball hawk since Deion.
Yeah, I agree.
That's a lot of picks from the safety.
Yeah. From the safety position, 64 is...
64 from corner is a lot. You know what I mean?
I agree. I'm gonna give you that one.
So,
but B. Dawkins gets in. When him and Troy is up, it's going to be hard. Now, if they're going to...
I don't think he gets in before Troy, man. I know orders up.
Is it because...
It's the Super Bowl.
Troy got the Super Bowl?
It's the Super Bowl that puts Troy in. Troy
got 1 or 2.
I think he has 2.
I think he got both of them.
Yeah, I think he has 2. But you're measured by that. I mean, quarterbacks are definitely measured by that, but players are measured by those Super Bowl wins. To me, He had.
I don't.
He's a Hall of Fame.
Defense doesn't necessarily matter with the Super Bowl.
No, it doesn't, but it helps. To me, he had a Hall of Fame career, and he was a Hall of Fame type player that won't get in the Hall of Fame.
Now, aside from the Super Bowl, what separates Brian Dawkins and Palomalu?
So, it's hard to say you couldn't account for Brian Dawkins because you had to. You had to know where he was at.
No, it's not you had to. You definitely accounted for Brian Dawkins.
Yeah, you definitely accounted for Brian Dawkins. They're both great blitzers. I think Troy was better over his career than Dawk was, because Dawk kind of, in true, Marvel comic fashion, hawked up. He was an okay player. He was a special teams player and worked his way up. Troy came in and set the league on fire, and Troy was good over those years. Now, Dawk, I don't know how long. I would have to look up.
It's a difference in years that they played. So, Dawkins got more tackles because he played.
What is he, like 15?
At least like 5 more seasons than Troy.
Exactly. So, but Troy was good from start to finish. Now, Troy had some injuries, through that time.
Big injuries.
He had some big injuries.
And that's one knock on him. He always was hurt.
Yeah.
But he sacrificed his body so
he was
much.
Huge. Yeah.
Small, so.
Yeah, I think Troy played, maybe, I got to look it up, maybe 10 seasons he might have played.
I'll let you know in a second. But I know Troy got a Defensive Player of the Year as well.
Yeah, I was going to say that as well.
So I'm not sure if that helps out. Brian Dawkins don't have one.
Yeah, that's huge.
So Brian Dawkins gets in, but he's going to have to sit a while. And I also, John Lynch still hasn't gotten in yet.
Yeah, Lynch is up this year. It's Atwater, Lynch, Dawkins. And even though Ty Law was just going as a corner, I still think that's secondary, in the Hall of Fame talk. So, you know what? I think Lynch gets in this year. I think he barely missed it last year.
Yeah, I think Lynch gets in this year.
I think Lynch gets in this year. I'm not sure about Atwater. He's a little bit before my time. I think Ty Law gets in there too.
Steve Atwater was a beast. I caught him at his.
Yeah, he was in Seattle,
games.
Right? Yeah.
No, Denver. He was with the Broncos.
He was with Seattle, I think, too. Let me check that.
He might have been with Seattle later in this, but when he was with Denver, he was. I think I remember him coming up and just laying the wood on somebody, a running back coming through the hole, and I was like, wow.
No, he was a monster. I remember him.
Just like, wow. Yeah, and Brian Dawkins was the same way.
No, you're right. All Denver,
Yeah,
and then his last year was with the Jets.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, all Denver.
I'm surprised he's not in yet.
Yeah, no, he looked like he was an animal. His rookie year, he had 130 tackles.
Yeah.
In 1989. That's sick.
As a safety,
Yeah. So, the next guy. I don't think we got to say too much about him. T.O.
1,078 receptions, 15,634 receiving yards, 153 touchdowns.
Why do they give this dude hell just because of his attitude, man?
It's not just because of his attitude.
What? Because he's a cancer?
It's not the attitude that really kills him. It's everyone else not being able to play with him as well. He
What? What do you mean not everybody else can play with him?
What? Look what he did to
is he measured by what he does for other people for him to get in the Hall of Fame?
That's how it's in sportsmanship. That's what it is.
That was Deion. Deion worried about every other people. Come on, man.
Deion didn't worry about it.
Come on, man.
But Deion could play with other people. That's the thing. Deion wasn't a cancer. Deion was just a showboater. And his teammates loved it.
Yo, man.
His teammates loved him showboating.
They are measured by what they do on the field.
If they was measured on what they did on the field and not anything else, he would have gotten his first try.
Yeah, but it's just because people don't like him.
No, he would have. And why is that? Because of what he did. So
you know what else too? Marv beat him, edged him out, and that's tough. He's got better numbers than Marv. Marv is a Super Bowl champion, however.
Okay.
And Marv does have Hall of Fame numbers, of course.
So does T.O. has Hall of Fame numbers.
No, he does. But Marv beat him out, and the fact that T.O. is considered a cancer, I think, obviously edged Marv in there over T.O. But outside, hold on, let me ask you this, and let me ask the folks out there, the greatest receiver, not named Jerry Rice, is it T.O.?
No, Randy Moss is better than T.O.
Interesting. I don't know about that. I think Randy Moss is a better talent. I think if Randy Moss
is better than Terrell Owens. What are you talking about?
What y'all think? Is Randy? Who y'all taking? T.O. or Randy?
He got a phrase named after him. You got mossed.
I know.
Are you kidding me? Not named Jerry Rice?
I don't know, man. I don't know if T.O. is playing with the Patriots. Is he not putting up Randy Moss numbers? Is he not catching 20 touchdowns?
Randy Moss did it with whoever he played with.
So did T.O.
Okay.
That's a great question.
I'm taking.
Who's the better receiver?
Randy Moss is the better receiver. There was nothing you can do with Randy Moss with 3-4 people on him.
And same with T.O.
Nah, T.O.
You couldn't do nothing with T.O. Nothing. And his yards after catch was Randy, but his yards after catch
exactly.
was retarded.
What are you talking about?
Was retarded.
Yeah, I'm taking Randy Moss all day long.
I kind of like T.O. there, but what you gonna do? So let's move on to the next thing. About what do you think about this O-line carousel that we're going? I don't like them putting Barber back in there. I really don't. They're going to Seattle. They're messing up the continuity of the O-line.
I agree.
I think his name is Wachinski, or however you say it. I got to work on that. But I think it's Wachinski. He's played well.
I like him.
I like him too. I like him too. And I just don't understand why they're just throwing Alan Barber in there like he's an all-pro.
Yeah, he seems more physical and like a nasty old lineman. I've seen him block. I've seen him pancake a few guys. I mean, I'm not really sitting there looking at the line play, but just it seems like Jason Peters played a little bit better as well these last couple games. And I'm not sure if he just had to play a little better just to step it up.
Right.
Because of the loss of Alan Barber. But Alan Barber isn't this Barber isn't this stud guard. So
right.
And I agree with you. I like the continuity and the chemistry that the line is having. But if this is your starting guard, then you put him back in. He didn't do enough to lose his job. So if we're looking at it like that, did Wachinski come in and just blow it out the water where he's going to make Barber lose his job? No.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think it's a good move by Peterson to do that. You're messing up the kind of continuity, but
why not? If they believe this is if Wachinski was that good, he probably would have beat him out in training camp. So
but I thought wasn't he traded?
No, he was there during training camp.
Okay.
Yeah. So you look at it like that as well. Okay.
Right.
This guy is your starting guard. You put him back in. Your starters usually come back in regardless after injury.
Right.
This is the best player. Right? If you feel you got the best chance with this guy on the field, then you play who you got to play.
Yeah, no, I hear you. So, what you think if we go up and beat Seattle? Playoffs?
I don't know. Our division, it depends on how they start to play. If Washington can win, if Green Bay, the Giants win, if Dallas win, then we're still at the bottom. We're still at the bottom of the division.
So looking at the playoffs right now, you got all the division leaders, and the two wild cards, believe it or not, are the Giants and the Redskins, with the Eagles being the next person up.
Yeah.
3 NFC East teams, and they called us what did they call us? The NFC least,
right?
I believe.
But see, what's going to happen is they'll cancel each other out because they got division games left.
Right.
So it wouldn't even end up that way. That would be crazy to see 3 teams from the same division go.
Yeah, crazy.
But our chances at the playoffs are. It just.
I think we're 50-50 right now.
50-50. Who do we have left?
We got Seattle at Seattle. We got Green Bay home, and then we go
Cincinnati.
Cincy, and then Washington, Baltimore, New York, and Dallas, which are tough games at the end.
I think the last 5 are pretty tough.
Cincy's not really that good, but we'll
Cincy's
get to
not
it.
that good, but if Cincy plays how they played in the previous years as a playoff team, then it's going to be hard to beat them.
Yeah.
It's not like we playing a mop team. They're not mops.
Right.
So it's tough. They got a tough schedule. If they can pull it out, that'd be great.
Hey, shout out to my mom. What are you doing out here, man? My mom over in Mexico, man. I love you, Mom.
Sandy.
Time for more and more football and some bets. So we haven't been doing too bad over here at the MoneyPot podcast. I believe I got to update the website, and make sure y'all go check that up at www.moneypotpodcast.com. Up there we have all our records of our best bets and our overall records. I think I'm still sitting a little over 60% in my overall record. I think, Steve, you're about 55, 54. But Steve's, picking it up on his best bets. I believe Steve is hovering around a little bit around 59 to 63%, somewhere in there. I got to update the records, and I'm actually a little bit lower. I'm more like 58, 60 range. I think Steve is leading me in the best bets. Picking pretty good bets there, picking pretty good fantasy moves there too, though, Steve-O. So we're doing pretty well. If you keep listening, keep following, make sure you listen to some of the games that we kind of hint on and kind of key in on, and make sure, you kind of listen to some of the kind of gems that we drop, different things you can do with the games, because they're not all straight bets. It's really hard just to make a straight bet and win on every team. If not, I would be sitting in, some type of studio right now, living a good life. But a couple teasers, a couple overs, a couple unders, a couple small things. And remember, do not bet 7-8 teams with $20 to win, $500-$600. It sounds all good, but the odds of hitting that is very slim. So that's why we like to do our best bets. Do a two-team teaser if you can. Do, a 3-team teaser if you can. Do a couple parlays. And then once you put your best bets in, then go ahead and have a little fun, gamble a little bit, kind of play with your money, because, you all want to get that itch out. So without further ado, first game of the week, Tennessee and the Colts. What you got for me, buddy?
I like Tennessee plus 2.5.
You like Tennessee?
Yeah.
You think they stay hot?
I think DeMarco Murray has a good game.
Yeah, he should have a good game.
The Colts,
he's a
run
monster.
It stinks.
Yeah. So I kind of broke the game down a little bit. Tennessee's actually lost 10 straight to the Colts, believe it or not. 15 out of the last 16. The Colts are actually healthy on offense a little bit. They got Moncrief, Dorsett, Allen is there. And then on the other hand, Mariota is playing the best of his career right now. He's playing lights out. And and Mariota hasn't even taken off with his legs yet. So I actually like the under. So they went over around 60. I think the last game they played when Indy edged them out. I actually like the under here. The under's 53. There should be a lot of points in this one, but I think it goes the opposite way. Like I always said, one of my gambling rules is when two teams play the second time, that the second game is usually not going to go like the first. So I think this game's a little bit tighter. It's got some playoff implementations, surrounding around it. So I like the under there at 53.
Okay, good fit.
Next game, the Jags in Detroit.
I actually like Jacksonville plus the 6.5.
I actually like that move.
I think Detroit wins the game.
They should.
They should win the game, but I like Jacksonville plus the 6.5.
I love Jacksonville.
If you can tease it up,
yes.
that'll be good.
I love Jacksonville.
Sometimes you don't know what Jacksonville is going to come to play, but Detroit isn't.
This is a sneaky fantasy game.
This is a little tricky too because Detroit is leading their division.
Right.
So they are playing good, and they gotta play to keep that spot.
Yeah, they're 5-4. The Vikings are 5-4, and Green Bay's 4-5.
Right. So I believe that they can win. I don't think they won by a touchdown though.
So the funny thing about this game that when I was writing it down, that I didn't even notice that there is no running in this game. No team can run the ball. The Jags really can't run the ball, and Detroit really doesn't have a run game either. So I see this as a lot of passing game. So I'm riding with you. I like the Jags here. The Jags, I believe, have lost 3 or 4 straight. Mm-hmm. I think they're due for one. A little sneak in, a good game here. I think actually their losers are 4 in a row. So I think they kind of, get back on track here and edge out. They might win, but I love them on a teaser. I love them plus 10. Losing by more than I don't think they lose by more than double digits.
I agree.
Next game, Tampa and KC.
I like Kansas City.
I do too.
I take Kansas City.
How good a coach is Andy Reid? Like really, this dude don't have his first receiver. He don't got Jamal Charles, and they're sneaky 7-2 right now.
Yeah. It's Andy Reid.
It's
all about coaching, man.
Let me look at this.
Coaching players up, letting them believe that they can do just as good as whoever's in front of them.
Let me tell you the teams right now. Let me tell you that division first of all. KC's leading that division. They're 7-2. Oakland's 7-2. Denver's 7-3. And then if you look at teams around the league, the only other 2 teams that have better records or just as good is New England and Dallas.
Okay.
And you can give Seattle 6-2.
And 1.
Right. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. 6-2 and 1.
Yeah.
So I how is Andy Reid not up for Coach of the Year honors? I have no idea. He's literally out coaching people.
But I doubt if he get it. I think Del Rio and
on Jarrett. Oh no, not Jarrett. Garrett.
Garrett. Yeah, that too. Yeah, because he's doing it without a starting quarterback. Yeah.
Right. So Winston's really a hit or miss. Marcus Peters, I don't think is going to play, which is huge for KC because they really don't have anybody to cover Evans. Doug Martin, you would think balance out Tampa Bay, but I don't.
Now is Doug Martin getting the full load?
He came out of the other game unscathed. They haven't said he's going to get the full load or not. But I don't think it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters against KC, especially in Arrowhead. They're playing in KC.
Yeah,
that's going to be a tough game. So I don't know if KC is going to really cover, but it wouldn't surprise me if they win by almost 10. Because I think Tampa's erratic a little bit there. So I like that move, KC.
Okay.
Next game. Chicago, G-Men.
I got the Bears plus 7.5.
I don't think that's a bad pick at all. I actually went the same thing.
Yeah.
I think we're finally back on track here, buddy. New York always does this sneakily at the end. Sneakily, I don't even think that's a word.
That's not, but it's a word.
They always do this kind of sneak stuff when they kind of win little games here and there. Like they're quietly 6-3, which is a very good record.
Yeah, it is.
And it's hard to tell which New York is going to show up. Eli's due for a dud sooner or later. But there's a lot of bad mojo around Chicago. Jeffrey just got suspended for his PED thing. There's been questions about if the locker room is really behind Cutler or not.
Right.
And there's just a lot of kind of funny.
And that's just every year with Cutler. Man.
Yeah.
You always hear something like that.
Yeah.
His pass receivers coming out saying that, talking down on him or talking bad about him.
Right.
So who knows? I forgot that Jeffries was suspended.
Yeah, he's suspended. But I want to say it doesn't hurt, but it really does.
Yeah, that's big.
Yeah, no, it's huge.
But see, the Giants, they haven't really blown nobody out this year neither.
Yeah, but another thing is they're 4-1 at home and Chicago's 0-5 away.
Yeah, I think the Giants win.
I think the Giants win.
Chicago up, definitely do it.
But my gut says Chicago.
Yeah,
So,
I think
want
Chicago covers.
Yeah, I want Chicago.
Giants been winning by like 3, 4, 1. They beat Cincinnati by 1.
God, I hate Arizona Cardinals. I hate the Cardinals, man. I hate the Cardinals. They burned me twice, man.
Yeah, that's how I feel about a few of these teams.
Yeah, man, they burnt me twice.
Carolina burnt me like twice.
Yeah. And Sam's actually been better at home. I think his stats are. You know, they have no run game really, Minnesota. I think Xavier Rhodes should be coming back. But on the other hand, you know, what's that saying? Honey Badger don't care.
Not at all.
So they said I think he's going to play. I just don't trust Palmer's old ass. The matchup is really Arizona's favor. I went Minnesota though. Hate.
That's a game I kind of was up in the air about.
I agree.
I mean, Minnesota is at home. Their defense is the number 1 defense in the league. They don't give up as many points. Well, they give up the least amount of points, not as many. I think they give up 16.
I just chose Minnesota because I hate Arizona. I'm not betting Arizona again.
So you betting with your heart now.
Yeah, I am with this one. Hate.
I'm actually going to go Arizona.
Okay.
I'm not sure how much of a factor Diggs is with Patrick Peterson on the other side, as well as the Honey Badger.
Honey Badger don't care.
And with Minnesota not having a run game is going to make them one-dimensional against a good defense, a really good defense.
Okay. I completely agree that Arizona's got the more favorable matchup. I don't care about Arizona. They're not burning me again.
Solid.
Buffalo and Cincy.
I had to go Cincy on this.
Did you?
Yeah.
Who?
I went Cincy on this game. This was another tough one.
I don't think so.
But, I mean, Cincy by 3.
I think Cincy's a bad team.
Cincy's at home.
I love Buffalo on the teaser, bro. Love them on the teaser.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Well, they'll probably get about 7 points.
Buffalo needs this win. This is a must-win for them. If they want to stay in any type of playoff thing, they have to win this game. Right. They have to go 5-5 to win this game. New England 7-2. The Dolphins are 5-4, and Buffalo's 4-5. And Cincy is 3-5-1. They're done.
Yeah, but I like Cincy in this game. I think Cincy gets on track. I like how they utilize both running backs. Eifert is getting healthier, and AJ Green. Who's going to stick him on Buffalo?
Well, AJ Green's a little hobbled from what I said. He hasn't been on the injury report, but yeah, I know he was a little banged up.
Everybody a little banged up in week 11.
Yeah, who's going to stick AJ Green anyway? So
exactly.
I mean, they'll try.
I'm taking Cincy.
I got you. Next game. Here come the Cowboys. Boo! Cowboys suck. Baltimore, Dallas. The best rushing offense against the best.
I actually want Baltimore plus the 7.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I was talking to the homie Jig earlier in the car about this game, and I told him Baltimore. And the more I looked at it and thought about it, I don't know if I can really trust Baltimore because Baltimore's offense is kind of funny. They don't really score that much, and every time Dallas is going to a team that supposedly had a good defense, a good front, a good rushing defense, they just demolished them. They beat Cincy. They beat, the Packers and Lambeau. I think that offensive line I think there's been whispers of it, but I really think that offensive line should be up for the MVP because they really are the MVP of the league, that offensive line. That offensive line is everything to that team. And outside of injury, they're not slowing down. I didn't take Dallas, but I took the under. I think it's a different type of defense they're going to face. Like, Cincy was kind of similar mode of Baltimore. I don't think Cincy's defense is just as good as Baltimore. No. Green Bay's got a good defense, but it's really just Clay Matthews. And I think that Defensive tackle Daniels is pretty solid as well, and
Yeah, he's good.
He's a big part of it.
Julius Pepper slowed down.
Yeah. But Baltimore has everything, from top to bottom. They have good safeties, good corners, good linebackers, good and not even that, they still have that nastiness to their type of defense. So it should be a really good game, actually.
I'm not sure who wins, but I like Baltimore.
Yeah, I think Baltimore does cover, but if I'm betting money on it, I'm putting it on the under.
Cool.
Oh, shout out to Honey Marcus came through. What's up? What's up, Cuzzo? Next game. Forgot he was my cousin for a second.
Yeah, he called him the homie, but
Nah. Hey, where's my money music?
Here comes the money.
You already know. Can you guess what game it is?
New England.
Nope.
Nah.
Here comes the money.
There she is.
Money talks.
Here comes the money. Money, money, money.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, my bad, fam, man. I kind of did forget you was my cousin for a second, man.
Dope.
Yeah, my bad. I love you, Cuzzo, though. You're doing your thing out there in the Air Force, man. I appreciate your service.
Shout out to Marcus, man.
Big Ben is 15-2 against Cleveland.
Okay.
Arizona was minus 13 against Cleveland. I don't know how. And Pittsburgh's only minus 8. I don't know what they're seeing. It's a mismatch in every which way. Lock it in. Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm going Pittsburgh -8.
Yes, sir. Next. So here's a funny game, man, because I want to see what you say. Miami versus the Rams. Mr. Golf.
I'm going Miami.
You going Miami?
All the way.
I think this is a trap game.
I don't. I think Miami terrorizes him.
I think it's a trap game because I think everything's about Golf, about the rookie quarterback against the hot team. But what people are forgetting, East Coast teams who travel to the West never do good. Never do good. They have a bad record. And they're going all the way across
I just think Miami's
to the West
better
Coast.
team.
They are the better team.
So
but
sometimes that doesn't matter at all.
I think it does.
You're getting on the field with the better team. And you have the better team right
And
now.
Miami's down 2 starting offensive linemen.
Yeah,
the center and the left tackle.
defense. Yeah.
Against that front.
Yeah, that's big, man. That's huge.
Upset of the week. Give me the Rams.
I don't think that's not an upset, though.
Oh, yes, it is. What a rookie starting quarterback in week 11?
And they're only -2.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, that's why it's not
That's a weird line.
necessarily a big upset.
Give me the Rams.
I'm taking Miami. The Rams can't put up no points.
Okay. New England versus San Fran. Hold on.
Did you just hear that?
Did I just hear that? I didn't hear nothing.
Exactly.
I heard this. I think this is one of yours. Nah?
Yeah, I'm gonna take it. -11.
Is it a -11?
Yeah.
It dropped?
What was it before?
I thought it saw at 13.
No, I got -11
Ooh.
as of today.
That's a big drop. 2 points drop.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money there.
Yeah. They're gonna destroy them.
They should.
You can lock me in for it.
Gronk hurts.
Doesn't matter.
I went the other way. Same philosophy. East Coast team going west never does well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Bill Belichick going west, man. Doesn't even matter.
yeah. And I like Cap in this game. Shout out to Cap for fantasy sleepers.
Okay. We'll see.
All right, so we're gonna do 2 things for y'all right now, right? So hold on, stay with me. Hit you with the theme music. Eagles. Yeah, I got vocals, yo.
Just Cowboys.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Right back with it.
Here comes the money.
Now, this is my second lock pick.
I guess East Coast team going West again.
Oh, no. I wasn't even thinking that. I was thinking it's just because it's Seattle. The Eagles have no chance. I don't understand what people are thinking. I think it's just because we're in Philly and we want to will our Philadelphia Eagles to win.
But I'm going to stop you right there. You said the same exact thing last week with Atlanta. You said, I don't know what people are thinking. They have no chance. But they had a chance. Now, Seattle...
This is a whole different team, bro.
But this is how I look at it.
A complete team.
But Seattle doesn't put up many points.
What are you talking about? They just put up like 30 last
But
week.
they usually don't put. Look at their record. They don't put up that many points. I'm gonna tell you how much points they put up all year. They're average. But you
act like the Eagles are some offensive powerhouse that puts up points.
They're not an offensive powerhouse. That's what makes it within arm's reach at times because they don't put up as many points.
You like the Eagles in this game?
How much you got?
Do you like the Eagles in this game?
The Eagles with a, what is it? 6.5. So the Eagles with a touchdown. No,
didn't think so. Thanks for commenting for no reason. No way. That stadium, that defense, just too fast, too many stars. Seattle's just starting to heat up.
As they do every year at the end.
Yeah.
Our offense just doesn't.
That's a terrible matchup.
They don't have the oomph.
It's not even like, you know how we say.
They're going to have to run to keep them.
What? They ain't going to get nowhere. Everybody on that team tackles. Everybody on that team tackles.
But they're still going to have to run.
The goddamn ball boys tackle on that goddamn team.
Yeah.
Everybody tackles.
I mean,
we saw what Earl Thomas just did to Gronk, and I've never seen him. He gave this guy a punctured lung.
Oh my gosh,
Gronk.
Yeah, that hit. I think I texted you guys as soon as I saw it. I was just like, wow.
It looked like Optimus Prime just got killed.
Yeah,
he
melted. He felt that.
Of course, he said he felt it. Absolutely,
we saw that he felt it.
Yeah, he's like, yeah. You guys ever just feel like you get out of breath, you get the wind knocked out of you? No, he punctured your lung. That's what that hit was. Mm-hmm. It was more than getting your wind knocked out of you. I'm surprised he didn't shark on that hit.
He probably did.
He probably did. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
excuse my language.
But our team don't have enough. I mean, if you're gonna against Seattle, if you're gonna just consistently throw the underneath routes, they're going to take it all day, and they're going to eventually jump one of them.
Oh, yeah.
That Richard Sherman is too good.
But not even the coverage is just going to be too tight. They don't have the speed to make any type of separation. And then not even that, Ertz got hurt. Ertz was starting to kind of heat up, but he hurt his hamstring in practice.
I seen that. I saw that. Him and Jordan Matthews.
Yeah, could you imagine them going up there without Jordan Matthews and without Ertz? Oh, my God. They would have nobody to throw the ball to.
They already don't.
And exactly. Lock it in.
And this is a game where I think
Seattle.
They can neutralize the use of Darren Sproles.
They can try.
Because they have the linebackers to do it, though.
You mean the cover Sproles?
Yeah, that's what I said. The Seattle can neutralize.
Oh, neutralize Sproles. Yeah.
They can neutralize Sproles. Even if Earl Thomas, Chancellor, with him back, it just makes that defense. It takes them up 2 notches.
This is bad.
With Chancellor back.
It's gonna be bad.
I don't know. I like Seattle, but what's the over under? That might be the way to go. To be honest, I might take the under in this game.
43.
I'm taking the under. I'm not taking Seattle. I'm taking the under in this game.
Good call.
Yeah.
Green Bay, Washington.
Green Bay. I like Green Bay plus the 2.5. I think Green Bay is in a must-win situation.
Is Green Bay a good team?
They are. They just don't. They don't have the running backs, and you need you can't just be a passing offense.
You said they are?
A good team?
Yeah.
I think they're still a good team.
4-5 is good.
I think they're a good team.
1-3 on the road.
I think they're a good team. I just,
Losing 3 in a row.
I mean, you said the Saints was a good team. They got the same record.
They do. They do.
Yeah.
They do.
And
Well, worse. Saints lost.
exactly. I mean, so the explanation you gave me was they're not as bad as their record look. So I'm gonna hit you with the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, you have an argument there. They could really not be as bad as their record looks. They just don't have no run game, and I think
that's what hurts them.
and Jordy's just not the same Jordy that he was.
Yes, Jordy is the same Jordy. He's all they've been
No,
having.
man, he had like 1,300 yards last year and like 12 touchdowns.
He didn't play last year. He had an ACL.
Well, I'm sorry, the year before that.
He's coming off an ACL. Give him a.
That's what I'm saying. But he's
Yeah.
he's not destroying like he used to. Like, is he scoring? Yes, but is he doing it like in chunks of yards? No.
Yeah.
I think the biggest X factor is that Clay Matthews is back in this game, which is huge for Green Bay. I believe there was a stat that I read that with Clay off the field, their defense gives up almost 28 to 30 points. With him on the field, I think it's around 18 to 22 or somewhere in that range, which is a whole touchdown, almost a little bit more. That is gigantic of a change for just one player on and off the field. I just don't think they have enough. And I actually like Washington. I think Washington has a better team. I think Washington can neutralize them on defense. Okay. They have the corners to play with them, and then they're just too dynamic on offense. They have too many weapons, especially if D-Jack
is out. He's not going to play.
Yeah, he's not. But they don't need him. They've been winning without him. But if he does play, that just adds a different layer for.
I won't say they're just so dynamic on offense.
What?
They're not that dynamic
How
on
are
offense. They're not dynamic on offense.
What do you mean? How?
They have a pretty good offense. Then they tackle got suspended too.
Who? Williams?
For PEDs.
Yeah, he is out. He is out. Yeah, that could be huge with Clay back too.
Yeah.
That could be huge. I think Cousins will get his contract. I think he earned it. I think
he hasn't, because he's been too up and down this season. He hasn't had a season that's like, all right, this guy is getting what he's going to ask
winning,
for.
and he's winning games.
Nah,
let me see what his numbers are.
Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, I feel like he's got good numbers.
No, he had like the first 4 or 5 games were pretty bad.
He's averaging almost 300 yards a game. He's got 2,700 yards, 14 touchdowns, 7 picks. Almost 67% passing completion. I feel like that's pretty good numbers there, buddy. I feel like that's top 10. I think he's in the top 10 with those numbers. I'll tell you in a second.
Aaron Rodgers right underneath of him. But the difference is like Aaron Rodgers has 22 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. So what are we gauging here? Are we just gauging passing yards, or because to me scoring matters most. So I'll take the 22 touchdowns over 14 any day.
So looking at the numbers, they actually go by yards from the NFL stats.
Yeah, but you can go over. You probably got it on yards. That's just how you can categorize.
Yeah, that's going on yards. And I'm just looking where he kind of racks up. They have him at 4. He's got the 4th most yards.
Passing. Okay.
But my thing is, I like the percentage. Oh, I can't do. Oh, yeah. I like the percentage. So right now,
I like the teeters.
It's Brady, then Breeze, Sammy's up there. Sammy's a dink and dunk guy.
Doesn't matter. His percentage is up there if that's what you're going to go off of.
Yeah. And then you said Teeters, Breeze, Matt Ryan, Rodgers, Mariota, Rivers. Where is he? He's at 13th with 14.
That's what's about MPP.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, that average per game is pretty sick, though.
What, passing yards?
Passing yards, yeah. Almost 300 yards.
Okay. But you're not scoring. Like, I mean, they're winning, so it's okay. But you're not finishing. I'll take the touchdowns any day. You get me 22 touchdowns. Matt Ryan was what, at like 27?
24.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's double.
Yeah,
Almost.
I could dig it. I like Washington.
Yeah. Not a good bad pick.
Monday's night games out in Mexico City.
This is my lock.
This is your lock?
This is my lock.
Speedy Gonzalez. Arriba. Ándale.
So you give me Oakland all day.
Give you Oakland?
All day.
I ain't even hit you with the music. You gotta let me know about that, buddy.
Here comes the money.
Ooh.
Here comes the money.
So you got Oakland locked in?
Give me Oakland lock, man.
I like Oakland too a lot in this game. I don't know how Houston's 6-3 with Brock Osweiler. He stinks. Game is in Mexico City, but it's still to me an away game for Houston. So they suck on the road, and I really think Carr is really a legit MVP this year. Cooper's got back healthy. I can dig it, bro. Give me Oakland -6. All right, so we're coming down. I want to thank a lot of the people for joining the Facebook Live and talking. I see you, Marcus. Going back, Triggs will be an X factor. I don't think so, bro. I don't think he's going to get any dick, really. He might. We'll see.
He's going to get playing time.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he's going to be an X factor against that defense. But
No, he's not. Shout out to the homie John McVay for joining as well.
McVay.
So, looking at the fantasy, bro, what you got for me? Quarterbacks.
Quarterbacks, I'm going Matthew Stafford and Big Ben.
Yeah, I went Big Ben, too. I went Cousins. And I think Tyrod Taylor is a sleepy.
Not bad.
Little sleeper pick there. What you got for RBs?
LeGarrette Blount.
Yep.
DeMarco Murray.
Yep.
And Ware from Kansas City.
Solid. Don't forget about Le'Veon. I'm riding everything, pause. Riding everything Steelers.
Yeah, Le'Veon's a beast. I forgot.
Everything Steelers. Receivers. I got Brown. I got, what is it? Is his name Tyreek Hill? KC?
KC.
Yeah. And my sleeper is Crowder.
I don't really like Tyreek Hill in this matchup against Tampa because Tampa got good corners.
Yeah?
Yeah, they got Brent Grimes. They got Vernon Hargreaves.
Mm-hmm.
They got some pretty good corners.
So,
and I mean, Macklin's not playing.
Oh yeah, speaking of fantasy, I don't mean to cut you off there. Hey, don't forget about DraftKings. We've been having a pretty good league going so far. I think Stevie got you got one win.
I got one.
A couple other people got one that's been playing. Unfortunately, I didn't get one win. Only $20. Make sure you check out the MoneyPot Fantasy Forum. Find me on Facebook, Nate Moss. Find the homie Steve Ely, that's Eley on Facebook as well, or the MoneyPot Podcast Forum, the chat group, or even right now, drop your email address or drop your DraftKings name, and we'll get you in the league. So what we're going to do is for every 10 players that we get, we're going to do another payout. I think right now we have it as about $140, $150 of the payout for first place. I think this week we might get a little bit more. There's a couple people that were interested, so I think we might be up to 11 or 12 players after this week 11. So we're going to pay out two teams actually and 2 players.
Okay.
So, you think you're good at fantasy, you think you know a little bit more than us, put your money where your mouth is, man. Like my homie said, scared money don't make money.
Yeah. So my wide receivers, I'm going AJ Green.
Mm-hmm.
I had Stephon Diggs, but I forgot that. What's his
Peterson?
name? Yeah. I forgot all about that matchup. But I'm going to go on the other side, though. I'm going to go Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah, Larry had a monster game last game. He's the only one doing anything. I hate Arizona. I got both of their. I got everybody but Larry on my fantasy team.
And tight ends, I like Delaney Walker and Bennett. Marcellus Bennett.
Yeah, good call. I think a lot of people are going to be on Bennett just because Gronk is out, which is rightfully so.
Yeah, you got to. Especially the way he stepped up when he was out.
Yeah, I like Kelsey and Rudolph. I think Tampa's secondary is leaky. I think they give up a lot of yards.
Yeah.
What you got for defense?
Seattle and the Chiefs.
You must have been cheating off my paper there, buddy.
What, same too?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You got to. I mean,
Yeah,
the Eagles, they're gonna have to throw a lot of underneath passes.
yeah, they are. They are. I don't know. I've been trying to think how they're going to score 21 points.
You don't challenge Richard Sherman anyway deep, so it's
They
just
don't
like,
have anybody to challenge them with.
Yeah.
So we are done. I want to thank everybody for joining us. I want to thank everybody for commenting. Thank everybody for supporting us. But it's time to go. We got this drink to finish. We got some more games to watch. We got some more bets to win. Thank you for joining us. Make sure you check me out, MoneyPotPodcast.com. Check me on Facebook. Check me on Instagram. Look out for the show replay on SoundCloud tomorrow on Facebook. We out here. Yeah.
Peace.
We the best music.
Oh, this what we doing here? I might have to put on my jury for this one.
Did Mickey stay on the whole time or she got on?